Ready.
If you are.
Ready when you are.
Is everybody ready?
All right.
Meeting will please come to order. This is a duly advertised meeting of the Joliet Zoning Board of Appeals. Forgive my voice. In our capacity, we hear petitions for relief from the strict provisions of our city ordinance. In matters of this type, the decision of the board is final in respect that it does not go to the mayor or the city council for any further action. If you disagree with our decision, you have recourse in the court of record. We hear petitions for variations of land use. In matters of this type, we act as an advisory committee to the mayor and city council, making a recommendation either for or against it. The final decision on land use is made by the mayor and the city council. Secretary, call the roll.
Ms. Darley? Here. Mr. Ferguson? Mr. Graham?
Here.
Ms. Nevadas?
Here.
Ms. Powers?
Here.
Mr. Riggs? Mr. Hennessy?
Here. Okay. Gate and signs, anyone here? Petition 2014-04.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, in this case, we're dealing with 2014-04. The applicant is Gate and Signs, acting on behalf of the owners of Azteca de Oro, and the owners are the Nunez family. The address of this request is at 2013 Collins Street, and the request is for a variation on the allowed signage. The purpose is the petitioner is requesting a variation on the signage to allow the installation of a full-color LED message center on a new monument sign located at 1013 Collins. Specific site information: the 2.3-acre site contains the existing Azteca de Oro banquet and reception hall. Existing zoning is B3 general business. The case was filed January the 17th. Surrounding land use and zoning: the subject property is surrounded by commercial and industrial uses. Zoning to the north, south, and west and partial east is I2 general industrial. The remaining zoning to the east is I1 light industrial and B3 general industrial. Applicable regulations that we're dealing with is 4717.21 as it relates to signs. The Community Design Review Board met and reviewed this case on February the 6th. There are no concerns with the request. Under discussion, the approval of the requested variation will allow a new monument-style sign, which will include a 6-foot by 13-foot full-color LED message center. The new sign is being designed at 25-foot high and 13-foot wide. The sign is proposed to be located along Collins Street property line at a 15-foot setback. The text on the message center will need to be slow-moving in order not to create negative distractions to vehicular circulation in the area. In conclusion, we believe that the LED sign will not create any negative impacts. For conditions, we're looking at the condition that the text be slow-moving. And I believe that concludes our staff report.
Thank you.
Yes.
Do you swear the evidence you're about to present is the truth, sir?
Yes.
May I have your name and address?
Alex Garcia, 330 Herkimer, Joliet, Illinois, 604.
Any comments you'd like to make?
No, basically the proposal of this sign is as far as for the banquet hall to advertise as far as upcoming events, a lot of Sweet 16s, and basically that's the whole proposal of the signage.
Okay. Any comments or questions from the board? Anybody in the audience wishing to speak in favor of this petition? Anybody opposed? Chair closes petition to the floor and asks the board for discussion and a vote.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Call the roll, please.
Ms. Darley? Aye. Mr. Graham?
Aye.
Ms. Nevadas?
Aye.
Ms. Powers?
Aye.
Mr. Hennessy?
Aye. Okay, Ramiro Lopez, petition 2014-05.
We're dealing with two cases we've got 2014-05 and 2014-06. Applicant is Ramiro Lopez, the leasee. The owner is Laura Sanchez. The location is 304 Ruby. The requests are a variation of use to allow B3 use in a B1 zoning district and a special use permit to allow a thrift store in an existing mixed-use structure. purpose. The petitioner is requesting the variation of use in the special use permit to allow an operation of a thrift store in a vacant portion of a two-story mixed-use structure located at 304 Ruby. A special use permit to allow a children's daycare center at the site was approved by the board back in November of 2010. The site is located at the southwest corner of Ruby and Summit Streets. The property consists of a 5,473 square foot brick apartment with street-level commercial built in 1905. The lot size is 96 by 74. A child's daycare center is located on the main level, and 4 apartments are located on the upper level. The thrift store will be in the far west portion of the building. The site is zoned B1 Neighborhood Business District. In this case was filed December 19. Surrounding land use and zoning. We've got commercial zone B3 to the north and the east, multifamily and residential zoned R4 to the south and the west. Under applicable regulations that we're dealing with, we've got 4711.2A, and that's the criteria for issuance of a special use permit. We're dealing with 4717.16, off-street parking regulations, and then lastly, 47-17.28, the variation of use. Comments from the city departments. The Community Design Review Board discussed this request at its monthly meeting held on February 6th. There were no subsequent comments by city departments or utilities. Minutes of the meeting are attached. Discussion, the petitioner intends to operate his thrift store in the west storefront space that is facing Ruby Street. The store is approximately 29 foot wide, 64 foot deep. The thrift shop will sell household goods, used furniture, clothing, and toys. The bathroom serving the thrift store will require the renovation to create accessibility within 1 year of the ordinance approval, according to the Joliet inspection staff. Additionally, a fire-rated ceiling is required in the thrift store as well. Adequate off-street parking for 9 vehicles to serve the thrift store is not available. Therefore, the variance of the required parking is requested. On-street parking is located at the site. The previously approved children's daycare center leases parking off-site per the conditions of approval of the special use. And then under conditions, if the zoning board desires to approve the variation of use and the special use, the following conditions would be included. That the variation of use and special use granted herein shall terminate and lapse unless a building permit or certificate of occupancy is obtained no later than 180 days of the effective date of the ordinance. Number 2, that should the property be declared a public nuisance, it shall be subject to a rehearing and a possible revocation of the variation and the special use. Number 3, that the bathroom serving the thrift store be renovated to create accessibility within 1 year of the ordinance approval. And then lastly, number 4, that the existence of fire-rated ceiling in the thrift store must be confirmed. And then under conclusion, that I think we're saying that...
Mr. Secretary,
yeah.
I'd prefer if you didn't read the conclusions
Sure.
of the minutes.
That's fine.
That it? Do you
That
swear
is
the
it.
evidence you're about to present is the truth? May I have, raise your hands. Do you swear you're going to be telling the truth? Yes? Could I have your name and address?
My name is Ramiro T. Lopez. My address is 319 Wheeler Avenue in Joliet, Illinois.
Are you going to speak, ma'am?
Just in case, my name is Cynthia Baca. I helped
Oh, okay,
fill
fine.
out the application.
And I need your name and address, though.
My name is Cynthia M. Baca, address 338 Ruby Street, Unit 1, Joliet, Illinois, 60435.
Okay, does he have any comments he'd care to make? You know, what he plans to do, or if he has any statements at all?
No, este por no creo que todo nomás es-
Okay. Are there any questions or comments from the board?
I just have one question. What is the reason for the 1 year, the time frame to have the bathrooms fixed? I mean, is there a certain, that seems like a long time, I guess, is what I'm getting
Well,
at.
Just for accessibility for handicapped?
Right.
Yeah, we hope that they do it sooner than that, but I think that's kind of when they stumble upon non-conforming businesses that have to meet the new accessibility code. Historically, they've been
Give 'em-
giving
okay.
everybody a year to comply.
All right, I guess I've not seen that before. Okay, I just wondered.
Are there any other comments from the board? Anybody in the audience wish to speak in favor? Is there anyone opposed? Chair closes petition to the floor and asks the board for discussion and a vote.
I'll move for approval.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the petition Subject to the conditions as stated. Call the roll, please.
Mr. Graham?
Aye.
Ms. Nevadas?
Aye.
Ms. Powers?
Aye.
Ms. Darley?
Aye.
Mr. Hennessy?
Aye. Do you want a separate vote on 06?
We can do you want?
You could combine them if we get acknowledgement from the board that
All one?
all one.
All one? Is that agreeable?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on to petition 2014-07.
Thank you.
Tim Russell.
In this case, Tim is acting as the leasee. The owner is Oakland Avenue Storage LLC. It's located at 2402 West McDonough Street. The request is for a special use permit to allow a one-bay public auto service garage. The petitioner is requesting a special use permit to allow the operation of a public auto service garage in an existing warehouse located at 2402 McDonough Street. Site information, the property consists of 80-foot by 120-foot square foot metal warehouse building built on a slab in 1994. The building faces the north and is framed by a paved parking lot at the front and the rear of the structure. The subject tenant space is approximately 26 foot wide by 80 foot deep. The irregularly shaped lot has outside dimensions of 171 by 464, and it's about 1.5 acres. It's zoned I-1 light industrial. This case was filed on January the 16th. Surrounding land use and zoning, the surrounding land use to the north, south, and west is industrial with I-1. Zoning to the east is Joliet Junction hiking, biking trail, and commercial zone B3. Under applicable regulations, we're dealing with 47-13.2G, and that's the criteria for issuance of a special use permit. This went to the CDRB on their meeting at February 6th, and I think the minutes of that meeting are attached. For the discussion, the site is a former location of a silkscreen printing business. This tenant space has remained vacant in recent years. The petitioner currently operates a small auto repair business in a barn located in Shorewood, and he would like to upgrade his business location to the site in Joliet. The one-bay auto repair business is known as Nuts 4 Bolts Incorporated. The garage has one lift and the requisite oil trap system in place. The garage is accessible via the single garage door facing the south. Cars awaiting repair will be kept inside the building. Following the repair, the cars will be parked outside and picked up within 1 week. Disabled vehicles will never be kept outside at the site. The petitioner desires to conduct a full range of auto service, including engine replacement at the site. Auto body work will not be conducted at the site. The operation will not include buying and repairing cars on speculative basis. Adequate off-street parking, paved parking is available to serve the use. And then we have the conditions. If the zoning board desires to approve the special use, the following conditions would be included. That the number of vehicles for repair shall not exceed 4 at any time. Number 2, that all disabled vehicles awaiting repair shall be kept inside the building. Number 3, that no disabled vehicle shall be parked outside the property at any time. Number 4, that the business be limited to mechanical work, and that would be, and then auto body work is not included as part of this special use. And then we've got the 180-day term that they get their permit or certificate of occupancy. And then lastly, the condition that should it ever be declared a public nuisance, it could be possibly revoked. And that concludes the staff report.
You swear the evidence you're about to present is the truth, sir?
Yes, sir.
Could I have your name and address?
Tim Roselle, formerly 25608 West Black Road. I just moved, and I know it sounds terrible, but I don't know my new address. I've been moving my shops around. My home address is in Citadel off of Essington. I apologize for me not having my home address. I just moved about a month ago. Joliet, Illinois. I also have mailing address 904 Allen Drive in Joliet, Illinois.
How do you find your way home?
I ask myself the same question.
A little confusing, okay. Any comments you'd like to make?
No, sir.
Are you operating there now? I see you've got the lift and the oil trap already in.
The oil trap was there. The oil
Was?
trap was pumped out. It is in the floor. It's a
But was
three.
there for a silk screening business?
Yeah, I think it's in all the units. R&R Septic came and cleaned that out for the drain was not working. And there is a triple basin system installed in the floor with one floor drain.
So you're not operating now at all?
No.
Okay, fine, thank you. Any other questions from the board? Well, there's no one. Barb, do you have any objections? You can be on TV if you want. Is there anyone in the audience wishing to speak in favor? Is there anyone opposed? Chair closes petition to the floor. Ask the board for discussion, wisdom, and a vote.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the petition. Call the roll.
Ms. Nevadis?
Aye.
Ms. Powers?
Aye.
Ms. Darley?
Aye.
Mr. Graham?
Aye.
Mr. Hennessy?
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Gee, things go smoothly without Riggs and Ferguson, don't they?
Kendall's not here either.
All those in favor of approving the minutes of the last meeting signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those in favor of adjournment signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion stands adjourned.
The only thing I'd like to add is that we did get petitions in for next month, and I can't remember what they were, but we only had a few things on the zoning board. We had staff review of next month's items, and there wasn't much on either Plan Commission or the Zoning Board of Appeals.
You want to postpone it till the following month?
No, I think these folks we'll see if we get a blizzard on the day we have the meeting. I think that they're saying the polar vortex is going to come back next week, so it's going to be below zero or near zero, and so we'll see how that goes. But one of the things that we kind of see is that with this bad winter, that a lot of people that I think were contemplating doing projects have sort of put them on hold. So we're thinking there might be a pent-up demand, and maybe next month won't be so great, but the one after that might be a real big one. So we'll see how that goes. See if our theory holds true. But that's all we have for you.
Thank you.
Guess I gotta give the plan.